wanted to do this video on expectations and how our expectations can fuck us up, and the importance of having realistic expectations in life if you want to have optimal mental health and you just want to be enjoying life. Because what I've found through personal experience and working with a fair few individuals is having expectations on life. So in terms of having expectations on ourselves or having expectations on others to behave in a certain way, or maybe even things like technology to do certain things, or perform a certain function or give us a certain outcome, or sometimes it can even be the universe or God. If we have these expectations on life, and they can be either realistic or unrealistic, if those expectations are met, then we're happy and we're feeling good. Maybe we're feeling relieved, positive emotions. But when those expectations are not met, when reality falls short of them, and it can either be by a little bit or a lot, a big gap, that's when we tend to feel those negative emotions and feel angry and aggressive, or we can blame others or blame ourselves, or maybe feel betrayed by others or by God or whatever. We tend to criticize people when, let's say, other people aren't meeting our expectations, or we can also feel like sometimes when life is just really not meeting our expectations, we can feel like a lot of despair and depression, which is what I went through. And a lot of these feelings of negativity, a lot of times when we feel really down and upset and negative, just oftentimes, pretty much every time I've found, it's just because of our expectations on life. And oftentimes having unrealistic expectations. And so it's really easy for me to say about, change your expectations, change your life sort of thing. That's not really very useful or practical. So I just want to just riff on this topic and share some experiences with myself and clients and people I work with. One individual I worked with this weekend, and just share some practical things to help you with expectations if maybe this is something you struggle with. Because for me, when I was in 2021, I just split up with my partner, moved from Western Australia to Brisbane, the east coast of Australia, and I was trying to make my coaching business work, and I had this expectation that me being from a complete newbie, I'm going to make a full-time income in less than a year. I didn't really know what I was doing. I also wasn't in a job, and I was expecting to make a load of money and progress financially forward. And I made a website, and I was expecting to get 5 clients when the website went live. I didn't really define a time frame. I just was like, 5 clients, that'd be cool. And when I basically launched the website, I didn't get any clients. I got 1, actually. It was a really good friend of mine who I think just felt sorry for me. And so my expectation was 5 and I got 1. And I felt defeated, I felt flat. And then because of that setback, I started dwelling and really falling into this pit of despair. And then I'm thinking about all these other things, and I was looking at my finances, and I was just like, wow, I'm not going forward financially, I'm actually going backwards, because all my money is being taken from my expenses, and I'm not supplementing that with any income. I'm not making any income, and I had this expectation that I should be by now. So I've not got any clients, I'm not making any money, I'm going backwards financially, and I'm putting all my worth in terms of having clients, and because I don't have any clients, that expectation in terms of where I should be in life and my expectations, they're not getting met. I just basically got really depressed. And the reason why we can get depressed is because, like I said, we can compare our life where we are to these expectations or fantasies. We basically think, if I had these things, if I achieved these goals or whatever, that life would be better, I would be better. And there's a reason why I have a necklace, a yin-yang necklace, is because there's two sides of life. There's positive and negative. And when we are feeling really negative and our expectations aren't met, it's simply because the reality, typically in our perception, it is negative. And we can't see the other side, the positive. And what we're doing is we're comparing our reality to these expectations. So for me, I was, let's say, my expectation was 5 clients, and my reality was I only had 1 client. And my expectation at the time was, well, 5 clients is really good, positive, and I couldn't see the negative. And in contrast, well, because I only got 1, that's not good. I can only see the bad, and I can't see the good in that, because I'm comparing it to an expectation or a fantasy, a delusion that I'm going to get 5 clients straight away. And really, sometimes we can feel these negative emotions because we can have these expectations which weren't met. But also it's because these fantasies, these delusions are one-sided. These expectations are a little bit overstretched, over-exaggerated. And typically they're just mostly or all positive, and we don't see any negative in it. And that's what the causes of our suffering. We just think, if we had this life, I'd be better. Because we don't have that, because this person behaved this way, or this certain thing didn't happen, we get upset and we feel negative and low and angry and frustrated or whatever. Let me just do a quick change of scenery. It's pretty cool, really inspiring. And so what can really help if you resonate with this in terms of expectations, and you're feeling really low, you're feeling really angry, feeling really upset, maybe depressed like I was, the key thing is just really looking at, what are you comparing your life to? What are you comparing your current reality to? What are your fantasies? This could maybe be yourself, like where are you now and where should you be? So you might want to list all these things. Who are you and who would you wish to be? Where do you expect to be the person? Or, the things you're doing now, what are you comparing that to? What should you be doing by now? And a big one is other people. Because a lot of times we can feel really angry and upset and low and negative because sometimes someone did something, a certain action or inaction, and that triggered us, that upset us. The reality was they did something which challenged us. And we may have this fantasy, this expectation that they shouldn't do that they should have been nice and not mean, kind and not cruel, give and not take, support and not challenge, praise and not criticize. So maybe someone's done something to you and you have this fantasy or expectation that they shouldn't have done that and they should have done something else. And you can have all these splits between your reality as to what happened and a fantasy or an expectation of what you would prefer to have happened or wish would have happened, hoped would have happened. And the more splits you have in terms of all these different expectations not getting met, and then, as well as that, the bigger the gap between all of them, that's what can create this negative emotional state for you, and life not going the way you want. I could go on and on and on, but really our expectations can literally be the source of our suffering. And if you adjust your expectations and create more realistic expectations, it can be liberating. And trust me when I say this, I'm a case study of that. As soon as I started to have more realistic expectations of myself, others, and the world, the more happier I became. So if you're feeling sad, feeling doom and gloom, depressed, whatever, have a look at what your expectations are for yourself or for life or other people. The more depressed you are, I can probably bet the more expectations you've had which haven't been met. You might want to consider doing something about it to change them. Because if you don't, you're going to keep getting what you're getting. People are going to keep not meeting your expectations, and you're going to keep getting emotional and sad and upset and frustrated and angry. Blame. It's not a way to live. It's not a way to empower yourself. You're just going to be a victim. So that's it. I'm going to go on a walk, and I'm going to film some more videos. If you like this video and you want to see more videos of me in Sydney, hit the like button and also hit the subscribe button. And I'd love to know, what did you find most insightful about this video? What was most useful here for you? Whatever it is, I'd love to know. So consider dropping a comment on this video. But thank you for watching. I appreciate if you've gone this far. I've just rambled and a lot of it might not have made sense, but if you got value from this, I'd love to hear it. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.